Hello everybody and welcome back to another Gator stream. It's been a while since the last one. So this is going to be a test stream to see how well my setup works in my current apartment. Because for those of you who don't know, I'm now at the Disney College program. So things are a little bit different now, but hopefully it'll still be a fun time regardless. Now, a couple things I'd like to point out. First of all, you may hear some background noise every now and then because I do have roommates, but they're all super nice and things like that, so it's not going to be that... bleh, words are difficult. I have roommates. So, I also live near a busy street, so you might also hear cars in the background. There's not much I can do about this on a live stream. There's all stuff I can edit out in a Let's Play, but during a live stream, there's not much I can do if it happens. So today we'll be playing a couple games on Nintendo 64 Online, maybe a few other things later down the line. This won't be like a super long stream or anything like that. It's just gonna test out how well my setup is going to work at the Disney College program. I'm also just excited because Nintendo 64 Online is finally a thing, because I've been wanting this thing to be here forever, and it took its own sweet time to actually happen, but it's finally here, so I'm really excited about that. So, just gonna look over a couple things real quick to make sure everything's running smoothly, making sure everything's okay. Everything looks like it's okay. Just opening up the stream chat in case people actually comment, things like that. Alright, stream chat's been pulled up. Also, a bit of a heads up, like I said, we're not going to be streaming too long tonight, mostly because my roommates do have people coming over a little bit later, and I want to be respectful, so we're not going to be streaming whenever they do their things. So the first game we're going to be playing is going to be Mario Kart 64. Now the particular reason why that's just the one that I felt like going with. I'm also going to turn down my game audio on my end. It's probably fine on your end, but it's a little too loud on mine. Welcome to Mario Kart! Now, this is the thing that I really like about Nintendo Switch Online, is that games like this, like, I had no interest in Mario Kart 64 before, but now I have the ability to play through this game. The thing that kept me from wanting to play was that when I did have the money to get these games on a virtual console, I didn't really feel the need to get it immediately. Because like there'd usually be some other game that I'd be interested in more. So that's what I like about this service, is that you do get a bunch of games, and it definitely does have problems. I'm not going to try to defend it. It's saying it's the best service in the world or anything like that. It's not. It has a lot of problems. It started with only NES. That's just ridiculous. It started only with NES, and then it took another year for Super Nintendo to get on there, and then it took an additional 2 years for Nintendo 64. So by this trend, we might get GameCube games in 3 years from now. Alright, I'm trying to remember how to play this game. Alright, so it's a ZL button to use items and the R button to do stuff. I gotta say, I really don't like how they handled some of the button mapping on Nintendo 64. Because the R button on the Nintendo 64 is mapped to the regular button, not ZR, and I think that's really silly. Especially since I think Super Mario All-Stars didn't do this, so I don't know why they did it here. Instead, the ZR button triggers turning the face buttons into the C buttons, which I think would work, but I also just kind of wish that there was like traditional button mapping, because there was that on the Wii U Virtual Console, but there isn't here, and it's really silly. What's also silly is the fact that I'm not used to how this game handles power slides. So you may notice me doing power slides a lot sooner than I should be. I'm not used to Mario Kart 64 at all. It is a fun game, but it is literally like my second time ever playing through this. So, yeah, it's something that's worth mentioning. Also, what's worth mentioning is I have my fan turned on because it is 1,000,000 degrees today. I do live in Florida now, after all, so I don't want to die of overheating on a live stream. So let's head over this way. Continue on over there. One thing I do like is that whenever you use an item, the camera kind of zooms out a little bit. I just think that's a really neat effect that I kind of wish the more modern Mario Kart games would do. The neat thing about Mario Kart 64 is that this also, with this being on the service, this also kind of opens up the way for us to be able to play this as a co-op someday on game. I don't want to go into too many specifics or anything like that, but the only reason Mario Kart Wii was able to be a thing on on the channel was because we record that one in person. And in-person projects are not going to be that super common because we all live on different sides of the country. So, yeah, it's just something that we should definitely keep in mind and things like that. But yeah, this being on Nintendo Switch Online makes it possible for us to record this as a co-op if we want to someday. I'm not going to promise anything. Like, we do have ideas for future Mario Kart projects, but like I don't want to say anything specific. Mostly because we don't spoil future projects on the channel most of the time. But yeah, we did talk about this a couple times during Mario Kart Wii, I believe, but we did think about a Super Mario Kart collab at one point, but we decided against it because Pancake and I played it together, and Pancake didn't like it at all, so we decided to go through with it. But now we're on Moo Moo Farms, not to be confused with Moo Moo Meadows, even though it's exactly the same thing. I'm still not used to ZR not being the R button. That's so weird. I don't like that. Why isn't R the one that triggers the C buttons? Well, at least you can still hold on to the item by holding on the button, and that's always a pretty neat feature. I do like the animations that they have for this, how just insanely wild the cards move around when they hit stuff. It's probably one of the more animated Mario Kart games of all things, because even though Mario Kart 8 does look absolutely beautiful and things like that, I kind of like the stylized art style of this one and DS kind of more. Even though I will say that Mario Kart is probably my favorite visually looking game in the series, I like the art style of this one and DS more. Oh, I didn't know that could be a thing. I didn't know the red shell could destroy a block when you didn't throw it. That's kind of interesting. And it's also interesting seeing how they're able to pull this off on a hardware standpoint, because Bowser ran into a wall. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how they're able to pull this off on a hardware standpoint, because the Nintendo 64 did not have the best memory in the world because it did use cartridges. So they had to limit how many 3D models they could actually have in the game, which is why all the characters are 2D sprites. So I think it's pretty interesting. Like, in general, just really like how 2D looks when it's on top of a 3D thing. That's a remnant of the Nintendo 64 era that I always really liked. I keep running into those stupid Monty Moles. And this is also the third lap, so that's probably not good. You can die, Yoshi. Yay, you're dead, kind of, except you're in 4th place, which is basically a death sentence. There was one time where there's like this picnic thing that I went to. It was like when I was in like grade school or whatever, and there was a watermelon eating contest there, and I thought I was doing well, but when it was all over, I was in 4th place. Blurb, blurb. Okay, is the timing different on that? Because I don't know what the timing is for the thingamabob. We'll figure it out eventually. Probably at some point, maybe sort of kind of. Perhaps that's not good. That's not good. Get back over here. Get back over here. Get back over here. Get back over here and be destroyed. That was a fake on box. Now we're in 8th place. Oh man. Ew. I wanted to press the button right there to do the tricks like you do in Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 8, but that's not a thing you can do in this game because it kind of predates that by quite a number of games. Alright, let's head over here. I'm trying to concentrate a little bit more on the game so that we don't absolutely be destroyed and things like that. Now, the interesting thing about this game is that one of the more difficult Easter eggs to see in Mario Kart for this thing is one thing I definitely know about this game is whenever you play through all the cups and things like that, I believe if you don't do too well, you have to restart a race before you can move on to the next one, which is kind of silly. But one thing that's definitely well known about this game is that if you manage to get into 4th place by the end of it, a special cutscene can trigger. And it's like It's like a pretty interesting one. I don't know if we'll be able to demonstrate it here. Like, I definitely am not trying to get into 4th place by the end, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Like, it definitely is going to be a lot easier to get now that this is on Nintendo 64 Online because you could do the save point thing. You unfortunately don't have a rewind feature on Nintendo 64, at least not yet, but hopefully that's something that they can patch in a little bit later because it is kind of silly that that wasn't there at launch. I mean, they had it with Sega Genesis, so I don't know why they don't have it with Nintendo 64. I try not to use the rewind feature too often, but there are a couple games where I do use it a lot, like Donkey Kong Country. I use the rewind feature a bit too much than I care to admit when it came to that game, but we eventually still finished it. There's a whole mindset of if you use like a rewind feature or a save state, does it still count as beating the game? In my opinion, yes, it still counts. You did finish the game and you just played it the way you wanted it to. It's no different than like a speedrunner still enjoying a game even if they're playing through it a lot faster. Like the Tomb Raider Legend, for example, that is a game that I've 100%ed like dozens of times, and after figuring out that the airwalking glitch in that game, like I would still play through Tomb Raider Legend, but even after dozens of playthroughs, it does kind of get to a point where it's like, I've played through this game so many times, how much more of it could I possibly see? And then with the airwalking glitch, it kind of showed a new light of that game. And as somebody who's like a video game developer major, it's pretty interesting to see some stuff behind the scenes in that game. Kind of reminds me of what it was like working at Galaxy's Edge, and seeing all the behind the scenes stuff that I can't talk about because of reasons. I mean, I can talk about my job, but I can't actually go into specifics about things like behind the scenes stuff. But it's still pretty fun because, like, my role at Galaxy's Edge is some days I'll work at Olga's Cantina, and other days will be like the milk carts and things like that. So I really enjoy my role. I especially love working the milk carts and things like that because, like, the little droid carts you work at, the ones that sell those Coca-Cola thermodetonator drink things that you see all the time. Those things are especially fun because like people get so excited seeing those things, and it's especially fun because the droid can move. So like if there's a family nearby, as I'm getting the drinks for everyone, I'll talk to the droid, and the droid will like move around, things like that, and all the younglings will look super excited and things like that. It's really adorable. I love my role. I especially really like giving directions because most people ask the same questions on where stuff is, so that's like one of the easier parts of it, because like when you work in the drink carts, you're kind of in the middle of everything, so you already know where everything is, and it's pretty fun. Olga's Cantina is a pretty interesting one too. I'm a seater there, which means that when you get to Olga's Cantina, they'll have somebody show you to your table. That's usually what I do when I'm there. It's a pretty fun role as well. You get to see people's reactions to go into Olga's Cantina the first time. Personally speaking, like when I went there as a traveler, when I was at Olga's Cantina, when I was visiting the parks for fun, it was fun and all, but I gotta say, it's probably not something that I do too often because I'm not really that into bars or anything like that. And it wasn't anything to do with like the actual atmosphere or the drinks or anything like that. It was all fun and stuff, but it was also kind of loud for me. I don't handle loud noises too well, and standing for long periods of time can also not be that great of a thing either. So in terms of that wasn't that great, but at the same time it was still a lot of fun, so I'll probably go again at some point. I definitely think it probably would have been better if I went with a friend, because the first time I went to Olga's Cantina was by myself, and it's probably something that's best experienced still with people, so next time I go I'll probably try to see if I can have a friend come with me. But that was the final race for the Mushroom Cup. Oh, yeah, that was pretty interesting indeed. James is saying that the Disney AC is loud. I'm sorry, like, probably could turn it down. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that while the cutscene goes. Alright, the fan's been turned off, or turned to its lowest setting, so hopefully that's not too much of a problem. I do apologize for that. It's Florida. It's gonna get hot here and things like that. But anyway, that's gonna be it for Mario Kart 64. So let's switch over to different. This is another thing I don't like about Nintendo 64 Online. There used to be like a fun transition on the other ones. It was so subtle, but there's barely a transition onto here, and I don't know, something about that annoys me. What's another fun game? Mario 64 is one that we could do. I'm very familiar with that game, and I do like that one. But we kind of also want to demonstrate games that we haven't really seen on the channel before. We were doing a playthrough of Ocarina of Time 3DS a few years ago. We never finished it. But I would like to get around to finishing it at some point. So, let's play a little bit of Dr. Mario 64. Because why not? Alright. So, hopefully the stream's been going smoothly. I don't know, I can't tell if there's any like frame rate issues or anything like that, but it seems to have been working so far, so hopefully that means good news for when we eventually get around to continuing the Breath of the Wild Corks. We're going to be setting it down to the lowest setting because I am terrible at this game, so wait, that's the virus level. Let's just do it like this. And let's go like that. And we'll be able to play through this game and be able to conquer the world. It's going to be super amazing because we have chocolate. Except we don't have chocolate, which makes me sad. Alright. Going through this after recording the Tetris Effect Let's Play. I was like pressing the up button on the D-pad to like... What was I trying to do? I was pressing up on the D-pad to kind of make things go faster, like you can in Tetris, but that's not a thing you can do in this game. Unfortunately. Let's go like that. And go like this. I didn't want to do that. I wanted that the other way. Yeah, well. Let's go like that. And take over the world. This is way too easy. Let's start again with the virus level just a little bit higher. Yeah, the Tetris Effect Let's Play has been weird because like I normally don't pay attention to views at all in videos, but this was something that I just couldn't help but noticing. So normally in a Let's Play, the first episode does pretty well, and the following ones gradually get a little bit lower over time, with a few exceptions here and there. That's just natural because people will be interested in seeing how the game starts and your first thoughts on it. And then as the Let's Play continues, especially for longer games, it just kind of naturally goes down. But it's kind of been the opposite for Tetris. I don't know what it is, but with Tetris Effect, that Let's Play, it started off not that great, but then the following videos did a lot better. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is about Tetris, but just something about that one is doing very differently than other Let's Plays, and just goes to show that YouTube views are kind of impossible to predict. I want that right there. And we'll do this here. And that will go there. And then we'll be able to do thingies. Yay, I like doing thingies. Thingies are my favorite thingies. Thingies are my favorite thingies. Great grammar there. That is top-notch quality in terms of grammarese. That's not even a word. Alright, let's head over here now. And no. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted the thingy to be able to do stuff, but That was not how it was going to work. That is unfortunate indeed. Let's do that. That was the exact opposite of what I wanted. That was the opposite of what I wanted to. This game sucks. We can still turn this around. Turn the beat around. I am bad at singing. So let's head over here, and that's kind of not what I wanted to do. It's this. Okay.
Phew, that was a scary experience.
That was the most traumatizing experience that's ever been experienced. Let's go this way now. Grumble. Complain. Noises. Well, I did say I wanted to be on hard difficulty. It's just that the difficulty is the fact that I'm incompetent. Let's head over here now. And... Alright. Why isn't a red one appearing? I want a red one to appear so I can do stuff. Alright, let's move that there. And now a red one is appearing. Yay! I probably could have used that to clear up some of the other things over there, but it's in the video. I panicked. I was trying to turn it, but then I lost track of which way I wanted to be. Okay, let's go over here. And now that did a thing. So that's something that's very well worth mentioning. It is the most intriguing of commentary, if I do say so myself. So how's everyone been, by the way? It's been a little while since we've done a live stream and things like that, so I might be a little bit rusty and things like that, so I do apologize. But hopefully things will start getting smoother. I don't know how often I will be able to stream, though, because my work schedule is kind of unpredictable. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to plan these things out in advance and things like that. So it's just going to be really a matter of what my work schedule is going to look like that week. So let's move that over here. So my current mindset is that the next stream will likely be a Breath of the Wild Korok thing, because I would like to get around to finishing the streams for the Wasteland and Gerudo regions. The Gerudo region won't take that long. That will probably be one stream. But I imagine the Wasteland region will probably take 3, because I believe there's 70 Koroks in the Wasteland region. So I don't want to repeat of the Hateno region where it took a long time. It was like a 5-hour stream, so that's something that I kind of don't want to happen again. Let's do that. Yay, we did a thing. That was pretty fun. That was awesome. Okay, we need to work on this. I was kind of absent-mindedly playing. I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing, so I need to take care of this. We need to move that over there, and then we can do stuff. So there's this one thing on TV that I always think about from time to time. So that one show, How I Met Your Mother, that's like one of my favorite TV shows ever, but there's a line in it that kind of drives me crazy. So there's a part where Marshall's visiting his home and things like that. Well, that was a disaster and a half. I don't want to play this stupid. I don't want to play this stupid game anymore. But yeah, there's this one part where Marshall was back home and things like that, and so he was saying that he was in the middle of a Dr. Mario run, but his Game Boy batteries were almost dead. That part always drives me crazy because, as far as I remember, you couldn't save your progress in the middle of a Dr. Mario thing. So I might be wrong about that. I never actually had Dr. Mario on the Game Boy, but I don't remember it. I don't remember, like, whenever I looked it up and things like that, I don't remember it having a save feature like that. So even if it did get new batteries, his run would still be over no matter what. So, like, I don't know. This is something that annoys me. But yeah, we're playing through a little bit of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's gonna be super cool. Or excuse me, I pronounced it wrong. It's The Legend of Zelda Zeldar Ocarina of Time Tiny TM. You can't forget the Tiny TM. It is the most important of the things. So, where was I in this playthrough? That is not what I wanted to do. What happened? Let's go back here. Oh, I don't think I've saved my game normally. I think I've only been using restore points at this time. Where was I? We are in Dodongo's cavern. So there's a thing I can do here. You can pick up the bomb thingy and we can blow things away. Yay, explosions are always fun, especially when they are chocolate. And this is such a cool dungeon intro, the thing scrolling like that. It's so cute. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty fun. I don't know how much longer we'll be going for, honestly, because like I have to wrap things up before 7 o'clock. Navi, shut up!
It looks like there are many lava pits around here, so watch your step.
I don't actually mind Navi that much. I think she's a pretty fun character, but there are definitely moments where she can be a little bit much. It's kind of like Fi in Skyward Sword, how, you can go away. But it's like Fi in Skyward Sword, how the character herself is fun, but the helper isn't too great. I give up. If you let me go, I will sell you the Deku Shield. But I don't want a Deku Shield. I don't want a Deku Shield. I already have one. To go away. Also, this is a fire area, so probably should have my regular shield equipped, like the hero shield, alien shield, whatever it is called in this game. But I don't feel like it. I feel like being unnecessarily epic. We're gonna be as epic as Mickey. So let's head over this way now. I really want to play through Epic Mickey again, because like that's honestly one of my favorite games ever. But I haven't really touched that game at all since the Let's Play, aside from a couple things here and there. But yeah, like, I really want to play through it again. It's just that it's not the easiest game in the world to like kind of get back into after a while. That's also the fact that I spent a long time on the Let's Play, and the thing with Let's Plays is that for the most part, after I finish a Let's Play of a game, I'm kind of done with it for a while. Hey, get out of the lava, get out of the lava. That's not a good skin cream. Lava is not a good skin cream. Words of wisdom from Lady Gear to You, 2021. What was I saying a moment ago? Skin cream, lava, something about root beer. I don't remember what I was saying, so we're going to move on to a different topic. We're going to talk about eggnog, and now eggnog is in stores again. It's super exciting, except it's not, because I haven't been able to go to the store yet. It's super sad. Hey, what the heck was that? That was a thing that I did not want to happen. So let's head back over here. We only have 2 hearts now. That's unfortunate. Oh, right. Games I don't play in a while. So the thing with Let's Plays is that after I finish a game, it's kind of a while before I want to go back into it. Because the thing with Let's Playing, at least in the style that I do them in, is that it takes a lot of work to make these videos. So more often than not, I'm usually playing through it through like 2 playthroughs of a game at the same time. Because I'm usually doing a practice playthrough before a recording session and then the actual recording itself. And then there's editing the series. And then all the pre-work stuff. So there's usually like watching through a game like at least 4 times before my Let's Play is over. So for the most part, I'm usually just like done with it and content to like never play through it again. And that might seem bad or things like that, but honestly, it's just the truth. Because like an example I could think of is probably Limbo, because that was a fun playthrough, but that was also my first ever playthrough of that game. Then after the Limbo Let's Play, James and I did our verses. So I haven't really touched Limbo since then. A couple other examples I can think of off the top of my head. I haven't really played Wind Waker, at all since finishing that final bonus video. Like, it was just not wanting to play Wind Waker is also a big reason why I took so long making the bonus video in the first place. So there's that. I haven't played Mario 3D Land since the Let's Play. I haven't played 2 Anniversary. I know I do have that bonus video I have to get around to doing, but I've been wanting to do them in order. And there's still one more Tomb Raider Legend bonus video to do. Honestly, that one's kind of in a bit of a weird limbo right now. Because with with Tomb Raider Legend, the bonus video that we haven't done yet is the one going over PSP content. And that one's just been a big pain to record because, like, okay, that's a bit of a long story, and I'll try not to go on for too long because I'm probably just going to repeat myself by the time the video is actually uploaded. But around the time I was wrapping up the Craft from Ender video, I was looking up a couple additional things about it, but that's when I realized that there was PSP content that we never actually went over during the Let's Play. So, the thing about that is that I wanted to show it off, but I also wanted to show it off on legitimate hardware, and the PSP does have a way that you can record onto a TV. But the process of it is kind of annoying because, like, you play through it, but it only accepts, like, capture equipment if it's being recorded through specific things, which weren't exactly working out that well when I was trying to do it the first time. So, on top of having to get a PSP and a copy of the game for this video, I also had to get new recording equipment for it, for one video, and I don't even like the PSP that much. Like, I don't like the PSP that much. A lot of the games that I have on it, I just haven't really liked that much. So, I definitely am going to sell the PSP. And actually, before I do anything, I'm going to change over my shields because these guys have fire attacks. But what was I saying? I'm definitely going to sell the PSP after the video is over because I don't really have any intention on playing through any of the things on it again. So that's definitely something I'm going to be doing. Yeah, I've honestly considered just, like, skipping the PSP video for now and just moving straight to the Tomb Raider Anniversary bonus video. I have one in mind. There's Craft Manor, but there's also a couple other noteworthy things. Like, there's a style units thing that's really interesting that I think would be worth showing off, but I'm not quite sure if that's something that would be worth showcasing the entire video for it. So it's just really a matter of how I feel like at the time. And of course, Underworld has a DLC that we never went over. There's 2 DLC levels that are both pretty long. So it's just kind of a matter of having the motivation to work on those ones. So I'm going to do something cheap right here. I'm going to create a restore point now because we have 1.5 heart now. Is that a plural or not? Because it still has the word 1 in it. 1.5 hearts. 1.5 hearts. 1.5 heart. Plural sounds more correct. Yeah. So, the unfortunate thing about the Underworld right now is that I also don't have my Xbox 360 with me right now. It'd be a little while before we can actually work on that one. I do want to get my Xbox over here, it's just that that's kind of limited with the space that I had when I was packing stuff, so I had to pretty much only bring the consoles with me that I was definitely going to be recording. So I brought my Switch, my Wii U, and my GameCube. So that's something that's pretty interesting. Anyway, we're not going to be going over this way, and oh boy, I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos! So these guys will, I think they'll be instantly destroyed if you have a bomb thingy. Or not. Or my timing was off. One of those two. So you can also attack them with, you also attack their tail. But doing that, you want to be careful because they'll immediately turn around. So you definitely want to watch out for that. So as for my actual history of Ocarina of Time, this is a game that I've never actually finished. So, it's weird, because... Okay, it doesn't hurt me like that. Okay. So, Ocarina of Time, I have a weird history with this, because I've gone through... This is my 4th playthrough of this game, technically speaking. because I first played it on the Wii Virtual Console when I was a kid, and I got as far as Young Link portion of the Spirit Temple. That's as far as I got. I was almost finished with it, but then I never actually got around to actually finishing it. But then I got it on the Wii U Virtual Console, and I got as far as the Shadow Temple there. And then on 3DS, I believe the furthest we got during those streams was, I think we also got to the Shadow Temple. Like, we were just about to start it, but then we never finished it. There's not really a big reason why I never finished those streams. I just never really got around to it. I would like to someday. It's just a matter of figuring out when would be a good time for that would be. But yeah, fourth playthrough is now. I've never finished Ocarina of Time, which is kind of blasphemous for a Zelda fan like me, because I've played pretty much every main game that I really like. I played through most of the main series, but I've never finished. This is like the only 3D Zelda game that I've never finished, except for maybe Age of Calamity if you count that one, but I don't because it's a spin-off. Alright, what do I want to do now? I'm going to do this. One other weird thing with the Nintendo 64 Online is that you map the X button when you're not using the ZR button to down the D-pad, which I think is just a little bit weird, but nobody judge. I just kind of wish that the regular D-pad could also be used as the C buttons, because that would have made a lot more sense, and that would have worked really well with playing with the Ocarina. But that's not what they did. It's really unfortunate. This room I remember being a pain, so I'm going to set another restore point, because we only have half a heart now. Or a quarter, or 3/4 of a heart. 3/4 of a heart. Just like Kingdom Hearts, which is now in Smash. And that's going to be my segue to talk about Smash Brothers for a bit, because Sora was in Smash Brothers, and that's pretty fun. That's all I have to say about this subject. But in all seriousness, it was really fun that Sora was the last character, because I really do enjoy Kingdom Hearts, and it was really interesting seeing, like, even if it's just a simple, it's really interesting seeing a Mickey Mouse head in an official Nintendo game. That's just something that kind of continuously blows my mind whenever I see that. And also just seeing the Disney copyright notice on Smash things now. It's just, like, super hard to believe that Disney content's now officially in a Smash Brothers game. Now, it obviously makes sense that they wouldn't include Donald and Goofy, even though they are major parts of what makes Sora Sora. It makes sense because they're not video game characters, so that is definitely something that was kind of expected of that. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted the bomb arrow to be closer to the center. You want it closer to the center so you can blow up both things at once. But yeah, we can do that, and that'll make events transpire, and that's gonna be pretty fun. So we're gonna play through just a little bit more, and then we'll probably wrap up the stream. Like I said earlier, this isn't gonna be like a super long one. It's just that there's more so to test how well my setup works while I'm living here. So that's my current mindset. In terms of future streams, I don't really know what we'll do beyond Breath of the Wild. We do have the... what's in here? Ah, crap, it's this place. I don't remember how to deal with these guys. Okay. Being cheap again, restore point. It's just like recording a game project all over again. I wouldn't mind replaying through all this, but I'm also kind of short on time right now, so I don't want to waste too much time on things. Come back here, face me like a man. Face me like a manly man. Face me like a manly man who is manly. We're men in tights. We roll around the forest, looking for fights. We're men in tights. Robbing the rich and give to the poor, that's right. We may look like sissies, but don't get us wrong, or else we'll put out your lights. Yeah, let's head over this way. Nope. No, that was probably not a good spot to set a restore point on. Yeah, that was a much better strategy, except... Did that hurt us? That didn't hurt us. Alright. But yeah, going back to Smash real quick. The thing about this is that I liked most of the DLC characters, and I'm not really like seriously going to complain about them. There are a couple things I wish they did differently. I really wish they used Breath of the Wild Zelda instead of Link to the Past, because as adorable as she is in Smash, that design is also just a little bit generic in terms of Zelda herself. There are so many better ones they could have chosen for her. Breath of the Wild was like my number one wish for that, but they also could have gone with Skyward Sword if they insisted on using Zelda that had a dress. So that's just something that really, really rubs me the wrong way. And the fact that we didn't get any new Zelda characters at all for the second game in a row, that's just ridiculous. Because, like, Zelda is one of the most important Nintendo franchises ever. Zelda's one of the most important Nintendo franchises ever, so it's really confusing that this is the second game in a row where they had no Zelda newcomers whatsoever. But yeah, let's move this up here now. Can we get to that one? There's a gold sculpture up there. I don't remember if that's something we can grab yet. Yeah, we can climb this. That's good. But yeah, we got the thing now, so that's pretty fun. And now we can head over here. The only Smash DLC character that I didn't really care that much for at all would have to be like Kazuya. I know I mentioned that before, but the thing with Kazuya is that he's another command input heavy character, and while I do think that works, I don't think it works specifically in the context of Smash. Because the thing about Smash is that it's supposed to be like a simplistic fighting game, but when you have command inputs in the game all of a sudden, it kind of adds another layer of unnecessary difficulty. So that's one thing I don't really particularly care that much for. Would you stop? You need to go away. Okay. That's stupid. Bats are stupid, and I don't like them, and they're not invited to my birthday party. Whatever, we'll just deal with it. We will not save our game, but we will continue playing. Probably should go and get like a ferry or something. But we're not that far from where we're going to go, so it's not going to be too much effort. But yeah. Grumble, complain. Yeah, Kazuya was the one character I really didn't care that much for. And not just the fact that he was a command input heavy character. I also just think if they were going to have another fighting game character, that they could have gone with somebody else so that there could have been a bit more diversity with them. Because, like, looking at them purely out from, like, a first glance, a lot of the fighting game characters look similar. Because, like, they're all, like, big muscular guys. That's fine and all, but at the same time, there was a lot more they could have done. Like, they could have had Talon from Soul Calibur if they wanted another Bandai Namco character in there. They could have had her in there as somebody who could also use command inputs, but was just not somebody who just, like, focuses primarily on punches and kicks and things like that. But my other problem with Kazuya is that in terms of, like, his actual command inputs, I don't think he's nearly as fun as Terry, because the thing with Terry is that all of his specials have a command input that make him just slightly more powerful, and when you figure out those inputs, it's really fun. Most of Kazuya's command inputs, however, mostly just boil down to pointing one direction on the thumbstick and pressing a button. He does have some really cool moves, though. I'm not saying Kazuya's a bad character or anything like that. He has some really fun moves. I really like the one where like you hold down the button and he does like 10 punches in a row. That one is always so satisfying to do. There's also the one where you have the thumbstick pointed on the top right. So that one's always very fun to do because like it's like a tripping kick thing. That one's pretty fun. But the thing that also just makes Terry just a lot more interesting in my personal opinion is that he also has these super specials, which those are just so much fun to pull off when you're able to KO somebody with them. Those trigger when you're like at a huge disadvantage, like you're at 100% HP or low on stamina and things like that. So yeah, I could just kind of prefer how they handle Terry and things like that. But again, not saying Kazuya is a bad character or anything like that. It's just that personally speaking, I think he was the least interesting one. And it really, really, really bums me out that he was the only one that I recorded a live reaction to. That's probably the big thing that rubs me the wrong way with Kazuya, is that he was the only one I recorded a live reaction to. Because, like, literally any other character, I had a huge reaction to them. It was so cool. Like, Min Min is my favorite of the ARMS character, and that entire trailer was just really awesome in general. But then you had Steve, and my opinion on him wasn't all that exciting. I just thought, oh, okay, Minecraft, cool. I don't play Minecraft, so I'm not really interested in this one. But then, like, as I saw how excited people were, like, on Twitter and things like that, like, people who grew up on Minecraft, seeing how excited they were, I was like, oh, this is actually a huge deal. Okay, I'll give Steve a chance. I'm sure it'll be fun. And then I actually played as Steve, and he was actually a pretty fun character. He's not one of my mains or anything like that, but he's definitely a really fun and interesting character in Smash. But then you have Sephiroth, who, oh my goodness, I had the biggest grin on my face during that trailer, especially when the first couple of notes of One Winged Angel appeared. That was so much fun. You never know what might be around the corner in these narrow paths. Thanks, Navi. That's always so appreciative of your advice and things like that. Now go away. This area here, this is just not great game design, admittedly. I know it's kind of cliche to say that on things you don't like, but honestly, the game design right there was just not that good. The camera gets stuck on the walls a lot, and it makes it so that it's hard to see the projectiles, the spinning things of death. That is what they intended, but with their intention just wasn't good game design. It kind of reminds me of that one thing in Crash Bandicoot 2, where reminds me of the one thing in Crash Bandicoot 2, how you have those bad guys who have the boards up and down, and most of them you have to jump over, but then there's like this one towards the end who suddenly only has it upwards, and you have to duck under it instead, and there's no indication of that beforehand. Crash Bandicoot games just in general don't really have great game design either. But they were a product of a game developer's first time trying to make a 3D game, like, ever, so it's a little bit more forgiving on that department. Who is texting me while doing streams? It's a family member sending me a BBO to give. I threw that. I did not. Press up on the thing, and I saw Link starting to move. I thought I saw him start to move. Anyway, and let's head over this way and try this yet again. Hopefully this time without fail. Except we failed anyway. Yay! One more time. One more time. We will be able to do this eventually. That's the exact same thing we did before. Let's try this yet again. At some point, we will fulfill our destiny of destroying the stupid wall. There we go. Practice does make perfect sometimes. Alright, so this right here, I switch. You know what to do. Let's go this way now. Yeah, going back to this match thing. Like after Sephiroth and how exciting that trailer was, then they had like literally the one character that I was really hoping would be in the game. They had Pyra and Mithra, which that just made me super happy to see. Like I legit thought that when the trailer first started, it was going to be like new content for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, or maybe even a sequel to that game. But then it was Pyra and Mithra in Smash, and that just made me super happy. And the thing that especially made me happy about that was that it was Pyra and Mithra. Like, they didn't have Rex as the main one, because Rex is a fun character and all, but Pyra and Mithra really are the main characters of those games. So, like another big reason why I'm super excited about that was that if it was for Rex, you just know that they would have done what they did with Byleth and only made Rex the amiibo, not have one for Pyra and Mithra, which would have been super dumb. But Pyra and Mithra getting the amiibo, that's going to be super exciting. Actually, why am I doing this? There we go. I actually meant to throw the deck in network stream. Can we fire this at you? Yeah, we can, but it didn't seem like it was that useful. I gotta say, the Dodonkos in this game look... those are Donalfals. The Donalfals look really bad in this game. But yeah, Pyra and Mithra were super awesome, and I was very excited about that. But I am still bummed that female Byleth never got an official amiibo. But I did get a custom one recently, and the custom amiibo is super, super cool. I'm really happy with it. The artist did an amazing job on it. So that's always really fun. But then there was the thing with Casio, and he was announced, and it was during the live stream, and I was like, oh, is that a Tekken character? We're okay. That was like literally my reaction to that. And then Sora. Like, Sora was a pretty big deal, obviously, and I was very excited for him to be in the game. And I'm also kind of happy that I wasn't recording my reaction, because that happened, like, I saw the announcement when I was at work, and, like, I had to hide, I literally had to put on my mask because, like, I was smiling way too much, and I didn't want people to, like, basically, if I did put on the mask and, like, hide my excitement or anything like that, I probably would legit be screaming and things like that of excitement, and, when you're backstage at Disney, you kind of don't want to do that. It's very fitting that Disney characters are announced while I'm working at Disney. Alright, we got a bomb bag. Yay! It's gonna be super exciting. You get 20 bombs inside. This game's the bomb. Original and funny and totally not outdated reference. Lead. Let's head over this way now. We've activated the switch. Pull the switch. Switch. Navi, shut up!
With the switch on, the moving platform goes higher. Now you can quickly reach the second floor. Oh boy, isn't that just exciting? It is the most exciting thing that's ever happened in the history of history.
And let's move that down here so that we can accomplish our destiny of doing a thingamabob. Get down here. That's not the right button. It's still really weird that it's X that's down on the... I don't like that. Alright, that one's been activated. Now we can go over here and activate the other one. Dum bum 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 bum. We did the thingy. In terms of like the future of Smash Brothers and things like that, I kind of hope that we don't have another one for a little while, because I really like Smash Brothers and all. But I kind of feel like if they announced another Smash Brothers game right away, then it's just kind of be like, oh, okay, there's another Smash on the way. That's kind of cool. Like, obviously, it's going to be exciting to see what characters are going to be in the game and things like that, and hopefully they'll have Lara Croft and a new Zelda newcomer next time around. But at the same time, I kind of feel like it would be more exciting if they wait a little while. So, like, I'd be perfectly content if, like, there was another Smash for, like, 5 or 6 years or something like that. Yeah, let's head over here now. Actually, what time is it? It's, owie, there's a thing on me. I was on fire. I don't like being on fire. Being on fire is not very nice. Alright, let's create a restore point. And, get out of that. I think that's probably going to be a good place to call it for this test stream. Everything seemed to have been working pretty fine. So yeah, that's pretty good. I'm just looking over the stream on my end, and everything seems to have been running smoothly. So yeah, even though I can't play online games while I'm here, grumble grumble, online gaming still seems to work. So that's pretty fun. Again, I don't know when we'll be able to do the next Breath of the Wild Korok streams. I'm hoping we can do that soon. I'm going to try to see if I can do that next week. I can't make any promises on that, though. But that's my current mindset. So the next stream would definitely be Breath of the Wild Koroks. I really, really wish we could do things like Splatoon 2 with Gimme with Pie again, because those are some of my favorite streams ever. How do I word this? The online multiplayer for online gaming here is kind of weird because the campus Wi-Fi, like, it's pretty good internet, but the internet itself gets throttled during online games because of how much internet stuff it takes up. So that's something that I'm a little bit limited on while I'm here. But the important thing we learned today is that we can live stream while we're here. Woo! So that's going to be it for this G8R stream. Next time will hopefully be the Breath of the Wild Koroks. So hopefully that will all work out smoothly. Beyond that, stay tuned this weekend for the final 3 episodes for the Let's Play of Tetris Effect. That's been a pretty fun Let's Play to work on. It's not like a big, grand, epic thing or anything like that, but it's still been a pretty good one to work on, to kind of get back into the groove of working on videos. Beyond that, Splatoon 2 Splatfest will be returning as well, alongside The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Paper Mario and whatever other Let's Plays we'll be doing in the future. So thank you guys so much for watching, and next time, we'd gear to you. Oh yeah.